Hey everyone, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is 5-color aggro. So last week when we were playing, I ran into an opponent playing this deck on Magic Online. It was crazy. I had no idea what was going on. We were on our toes the entire time. I think we ended up winning with our Claim to Fame burn deck, which you should go check out if you haven't. It was a lot of fun casting Claim to Fame in Modern. But I was really intrigued by the list, and our opponent, his name's Jared Cook, actually reached out to me and shared his deck with me, and I wanted to give it a shot in appreciation because it was really cool looking at the list. So the idea here is we can cast all the good cards. It's a 5-color aggro deck. So the biggest question is, how do we make that work? Obviously, 4 Birds of Paradise and 4 Noble Hierarch are key, as they always are in a deck like any deck, really, that runs them. They're always key because that's what they do. They're great. But this has a lot of lands that work for it. So Mana Confluence and Gemstone Mines are ones you might be familiar with. Gemstone Mine is a 3-shot at any color mana you want. Mana Confluence, you just pay 1 life to do it. Then there's some other ones you might not expect. Razorridge Thicket, of course, is a pretty common one, but Ancient Ziggurat is not. So it just adds 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, but it can only cast a creature spell. Okay. Pillar of the Perrunes, or Perrons, I don't really know, whatever. Add 1 mana of any color to your pool. Notice the theme here? Spend this mana only to cast a multicolored spell. Okay, well, we have plenty of those. And then Reflecting Pool. Add 1 mana to your mana pool of any color that a land you control could produce. So the beauty of this is that while Ancient Ziggurat, Gemstone Mine, and Mana Confluence and Pillar of the Perrunes all have either restrictions or drawbacks, etc., with one of those in play, Reflecting Pool has no drawback. It just sees, hey, that land can make any color, therefore I can make any color. And that's what Reflecting Pool does. So it's really great for that reason. Now, moving on to the deck, it beats down. That's the goal here. Path to Exile is an Abrupt Decay, so we do have some removal suite here. It's not just all in on creatures. Of course, the Mana Dorks to power out the big stuff. And then, what you really want to do is jump to 3, where you have Spell Callers to disrupt them. You have Anaphins of the Foremost, which is just a great 3-drop. 4 mana. Incidental Graveyard Hate, which is pretty nice. And when it attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on another target tapped creature you control, which can either be a creature that was tapped for mana or another creature attacking alongside of it. Beats down very well. Of course, Manus Rider, we know what that does. Played that one a lot if you remember the 4th of July videos. But Flying Haste, Vigilance, just boom, gets on in there. Of course, Falcon Wrath Aristocrat at Vampire. Now, this one took me by surprise when I played against it, but it kind of fits the theme, right? It's Flying Haste. 4/1 just beats down real fast. Attack a creature and it gets indestructible until end of turn. And if it's a human, it gets a counter. So that works out pretty well because these are human druids here. I think those are the ones we have. The Birds of Paradise are obviously birds. No other humans here except for Anafinza. And there could be situations where you want to sack Anafinza to cast another one because it is legendary and there's 3 of them in the deck. But Falcon Wrath Aristocrat has a lot of nice value. You can beat down very well. And then, of course, Siege Rhino, the Rhino, the Siege, the everything. It does it all. You can. I think I wrote an article one time and I just applied like a million different old basketball names to Siege Rhino because they all apply the cards just that good. Back here on 2 is Voice of Resurgence, another really good one to sacrifice to your Vampire Aristocrat, get a giant token. Chrysali Pride Mage, Exalted is nice. A lot of flexibility with destroying artifacts or enchantments is nice. Tideholder Scholar is some hand disruption, and you can even do fancy stuff where you put this into play, target a card, well, don't target a card. You put it into play, you put the trigger on the stack, then sacrifice it with that trigger on the stack to Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. And what happens there is the enter the battlefield trigger will happen first, so you will return the card. Of course, the first trigger hasn't resolved, so we haven't chosen a card. So the second trigger will resolve, then the first one will, which means that card will just be exiled forever. It's a neat little trick you can play. Moving on to the sideboard, we have more options here. Lots of good stuff. We have Core Firewalkers for burn. We have some Kitchen Finks for burn, etc. Sin Collectors and Spell Quellers for combo control, where you want to really take their instants and sorceries. Gaddock Tea, great against decks that want a Wrath of God you, combo decks, etc. Tideholder Scholar for more disruption. Eidolon and Rhetoric against Storm. Very good one there. And then is it Staticaster to get the creature decks, whether that's Mana Dorks or Affinity, etc. So that's the deck, 5-color aggro. I'm excited to give it a shot. You know, definitely thanks to Jared for reaching out last week and sharing the list with us. And I love, you know, and I know it takes me a long time to get to lists, or sometimes I don't get to them, but I do look at everything that people send me, even though there's a ton of them. But keep them coming because I love it, and I like when I get to feature one of them on the stream. So that's what we're going to do this week here. So let's go ahead and give it a go and see how it goes. Thanks for watching.